What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. Welcome back. I'm actually really excited for this video. It kind of has to do with the Mental Health Awareness Month, the kick and the theme that I've been on this month, but it also kind of doesn't, and I'll get to why it does have that. I'm Joshua Mack, by the way. Welcome to Mac 12 TV here on YouTube, and today we're talking about celebrating things. It does have to do with mental health awareness. And the reason why is the fact that when you're dealing with a mental health issue, there are times that you think actually a lot of times that you think very low of yourself. As I've said, I can only speak on the mental health issues that I have had personally, with my anxiety, my depression. There are also other things that happen, not necessarily with me, but other people. You tend to, when you suffer from these problems, you tend to think lower of yourself. As a matter of fact, you think way lower of yourself. You don't have very high self-esteem. It's something when you've gone through an abusive relationship or two or three or whatever, had friends that have gone away, you're really hard on yourself. And it's something that's very hard to get over because you start questioning your self-worth, and questioning your self-worth, sometimes that can lead to contemplating suicide or self-harm. Little side note here, there have been 2 times in my life in which I had come close to committing suicide. Once at age 18, I had purchased a gun, was leaving work and was on my way to go pick it up, was getting ready to leave the parking lot, and somebody got into my car and asked if I wanted to go to a movie. This actually prevented me from committing suicide because I didn't want to do it. I wanted to go to the movie instead. So there's a gun out there with a serial number on it that still has my name attached to it somehow. Probably went ahead and just took it as a loss and resold it. But the other time was 2 years ago this July. I had found out some information that I'm not going to share now, but very devastating. It had to do with my wife and my daughter, soon to be ex-wife. Something that had happened. I was going to commit suicide at this point, and there's a reason I'm glad I didn't. And things in your darkest hours, things don't seem like they're going to get any better. You're at the very rock bottom of everything. Everything you've ever known, you're at rock bottom. Like, you don't see a way out of that. And what I want to talk about is celebrating. Why celebrate? Glad you asked. So this last month has actually been very interesting for me. I have discussed before about changing mindsets, and I'm going to get more into mindsets in a different video, but for the longest time, ever since like summer of last year until probably January, February of this year, I lived with such a negative mindset that all I saw was negativity, and I didn't like it. I did not like what I was seeing. So I started making changes, listening to some audiobooks, podcasts, as I've spoke about before, and I made some changes. And this is something else that I'll get into in another video, is focusing on positivity, because when you're going through depression, when you're going through mental health issues, when you're going through anxiety, when you're going through all these things, you tend to focus only on the negatives, and that can have such an effect on you that you don't even know it until maybe it's too late. So I changed my mindset on a lot of things, and I decided that I wanted to go back to being a more positive person. So I became a more positive person. Not overnight. No way in heck can you become just negative to positive overnight. It's small changes here and there. Now, why the celebration as far as this? This is the newspaper from Tuesday, April 27th. I've talked about being in having a pretty fairly good month. And I can't talk about the divorce stuff that's happened, not until the divorce is over, but I could talk about work and I could talk about stuff like that. And it's actually funny because they have what's called in our local newspaper, they have what's called Make the Grade Difference Makers nominees. And in this one, says Joshua has been a custodian for my local school district for over 9 years. Joshua has been an outstanding employee who is dependable and always up for different challenges each and every day. Joshua exudes a positive and energetic attitude that is contagious with his fellow staff members. On behalf of the school district, we would like to thank Joshua for his commitment to our school district. So that was something that I was caught off guard by. Our athletic director had come up and congratulated me, and I went, "What? What for?" He goes, "You're in the newspaper." And I went, "What do you mean I'm in the newspaper?" And I went up and read it, and wow, it's an honor and humbling at the same time to hear that kind of stuff written about you when nobody knows the hell that I've been through for the last 2 years in full detail, really yet. The person that nominated me for that doesn't even know my own personal hell that I've been through. I've opened up to people about that. I'm opening up on the channel about it a bit here and there, and eventually I will get my story out there. But to have something written like that and changing my attitude from January, February from negative to positive and having that published April 27th, like that is great. But flash forward to the other day, I believe it was Tuesday, Wednesday, right around there. I went to work, and I've as it said, I try and bring a positive attitude to some people at work. There are some people that want to maintain that negative mindset and kind of shy away from them. I talked to a lot of people there, but there are 3-4 people there that really enjoy positivity and really enjoy the positivity that I can bring. Another side fact here. I'm a professionally trained voice actor. Not something that I did anything with, obviously. But my school, the librarian, runs what's called the Makerspace. If you're not familiar with the Makerspace, it's basically arts that can be used like semi in the real world, such as coding, 3D printing, screen printing. They do video production, and they want to start podcasting next year. And so I started helping her figure out how to set up for the podcasts/casts that they want to do next year. And I went through and helped her with some of the equipment that she bought, helped her figure out if it would work on the school computers with the software that I've suggested that they use. And she actually told me that she wants me to train/teach part of the class because of my background as far as learning how to be a professional voice actor. I'm completely flattered by this. I'm a school custodian. Like, I clean up stuff, I move stuff, I fix stuff. Like, talking to a class is way beyond me. Like, I never thought that somebody would ask me to speak in front of their class and teach them something. Well, then flash forward a couple hours, and one of the mathematics teachers, I talk to her at least 2 or 3 times a week. She's a very positive person. She said she really liked my positive attitude. In discussing with her later on that day about positivity and keeping a positive mindset, as I said, I've talked to her 2 or 3 times a week, and she always tries to maintain positivity in her classroom because it's math. A lot of people don't enjoy math, but it's something they've got to take. And she told me that she wants to have me as a guest speaker 2 or 3 times next year to speak to her class about positivity for a class. Guys, I'm a school custodian. I don't have a teaching degree. Like, I've never stood up in front of a class. Like, I kid you not, I never went to high school. I never set foot for formal education into a high school. Like, I literally probably didn't step foot into a high school until I stepped in Idaho Falls High School, one of the high schools in Idaho Falls, to see Weird Al Yankovic perform a concert. Like, that's the first time I ever set foot in a high school. And I was in my 20s at that point. So the fact that I get to get up in front of a class, not once, not twice, but possibly 3 times, and discuss positivity, like, I am so overwhelmed with joy. Like, this is cool. I get to teach a class on podcasting, like probably 1 or 2 single classes, but I get to step up and I get to teach these. And I get to discuss with the class. I get to be a special guest speaker in a class and speak about positivity, something that I am all for, something that I am incredibly behind. And I can't tell you the joy that I have. And the fact that my depression, my anxiety, my self-worth has all been at an all-time low at one point within the last 2 years. The last 2 years, I've suffered from anxiety, I've suffered from depression. As I said, my self-worth, everything has suffered so bad. To have these things and know that that night, July 1st, 2019, I may not be here. I'm celebrating. I'm extremely happy that I get to do this, that I have the opportunity to speak to people about positivity. And don't get me wrong, as great as that is, I'm extremely blessed to be able to talk to you guys and help you guys out, because that's what this channel is all about. As I said, I'm going through a journey on my own. Now I'm a year into this journey. I'm a year and a half into this journey at this point. And I've gotten to a point where, as my therapist said, you get to a point where you're getting help, where you're maintaining that help, where you're getting through that help, and then you get to a point where you help or want to help others. And that's what I'm doing on this channel. That's what I'm doing in the school. I'm trying to help others. And that's part of why, like I said, I like to do this channel and I want to do this channel. So again, celebrate. Even if you don't feel like something is worth celebrating because your self-worth is low, because you're depressed, because something has happened that maybe you don't feel that you should be celebrated. Celebrate whatever it is, whatever accomplishment, minor, major, whatever, graduating a class, doing something that you wouldn't do on your own and you finally did it. Celebrate that. Celebrate that for yourself. You are worth it. If anything, you are worth it. And it's okay to not be okay. This world is surrounded by things that bombard us with depression, with anxiety, but you have to take the time that when it's appropriate, when you've done something that needs to be celebrated, celebrate your ass off. Make sure you celebrate yourself and your victories. Again, I'm Joshua Mack. Thank you so much for watching. I'm extremely blessed to have you guys watching my channel. Subscribe if you'd like. Like I said, I'll have more videos like this coming up, as well as other videos. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I appreciate you guys yet again. You guys have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you guys back here real soon.